はいはいはいはいはいはいはいはいはいはいはいはいはい寒い風が吹いている。何見てんじゃこれ。
Outlander, it would be my honor to speak
そ
with
なたは美しい。
you. I've heard of you, Huntress. Each of the many
お
verses
い
of
こいつ
your
モーガン・フリ
song
ーマンじゃ
tells
ねえ
of
か
an
よ。
impossible victory.
モーガン・フリーマ
The
ンなんで
notes
来ねえんだ
echo
よ。
across the cut.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
That I know. My song used to echo around Banur.
バンアー
Umnak, the hunter
バンアーおうバン
of
アー
legendary machines. That's why I'm here. For another. They call it the
姿
claws
なき爪。
beneath.
かっこいい
But I
二
did
つ
when
な
I
んです
was
ね。
younger. Its defeat would have given my song a fine end. I used to travel between Banur and the Cut without stopping to sleep. But this trip, my bones ache, Huntress. But you, out hunting Aratak, leading your own Werak. If half your song is true, you are the only hunter I
どんだけ
trust
自
to
分の
go
こ
in
と
my
過大評価
place.
してんだよ。
You want me to hunt for you?
Not just for me, no. For an old friend.
You
Oh,
want me to
I'm
hunt in your
Cario.
place? Is that some kind of Banuka
アーロイな
custom?
んか可愛いな。
Perhaps it should be, but no. We survive and we prevail, until we fail to do either. I confess, this is not easy for me.
アーロイの髪
For
型
any
をちょ
other
っと変え
machine,
た
I
い
would
ね。
die as I have lived. A Banuk hunter, weapon raised. But too many good lives have been lost to the claws. Throwing my old corpse atop the pile accomplishes nothing. Better to live in a world without the claws than to die while it still makes children orphans.
な姿なき爪
This machine, the claws beneath. Why travel all the way to the cut just to hunt it?
Some songs. They include a refrain. The return of a past moment. It seemed fitting.
めっちゃ
You've
ググい
hunted
てるや
this
んけ。
thing before.
Must have been 20 winters past. We were so close to bringing the claws to bay. Closer than anyone else ever got.
We?
Me and my friend. He was a chieftain of my Werak then, a skilled hunter. Every few years, the claws would emerge in a new location. I knew of 2 chieftains he'd sent to their burial pyres. My friend became the 3rd. This hunt, I had hoped to complete it in his honor.
ムナークの歌聞い
Sounds
て
like you've got a reputation.
To be Banuk is to push your body to its limits. I found my limits
あ
higher
あ
than
俺も
most.
今日筋トレしてきたよ。
Fearsome machines
もう
needed
体バッキ
killing,
バキ
and in my youth,
バッキバキバ
I found I had a talent for killing them.
ッキバキでござんす。
Even now, my name carries such weight that when the claws beneath re-emerged, the Werak came to me.
Do you still have the same faith in yourself that your Werak
本
seems
当
to
だよ
have?
腕あんのかよ。
Perhaps I did. Before I held my bow in shaking hands. Noticed, for the first time, the spots on my knuckles.
モーガン・フ
What
リ
a
ーマン。
strange thing it is to be old. To stare backward and see such distance. But to stare forward at a looming wall.
しょうがない。
This is obviously important to you, Umnak. Are you sure you want someone else to take down this machine?
さらっと
No,
ひどい
I'm
こ
no
と言
longer
う
a
わ。
match for the claws beneath. If I ever was. If I face it, it
そ
will
りゃそ
kill
うだ。
me.
即死だよ即死。
Of this I have no doubt. The Banuk blood in my veins screams at me to take on the claws myself. But I must see it brought down. And dead men see precious little.
All right, Umnak. I'll do what I can.
I've no doubt you can do quite a lot. The stories say the claws beneath returns here only once every 6 winters. The whispers I've heard say it now makes its home on the northeast edge of the cut.
6年に1回やと
Hunt well.
無視しとけよ。仕方ねえな。何してるこいつは。なんかアーロイちょっと可愛くない？気のせい？股間の筋。 筋Bird. Bird.
You're Aloy, right? My pop... Bergand, I mean, told me you might be heading up to see me. Varja. Pleasure.
ふくよかな女性。
Hey, that spear is really something. You've customized her, haven't you?
I've made a change or two. You've got an
お、
eye
こ
for
いつもしかして
I
武器を新
wish
しくして
these
くれる
Banuk agreed with you. I can't seem to sell scrap to a Glentalk around here. Everyone wants boring old bows and spears. I like the more unusual stuff. And the Banuk can get unusual. Like that spear Aratak hauls around. An ice rail. Ooh, or that weapon of Araya's? What I wouldn't give to poke around inside one of those. Feel the lightning on my fingers. Or inside of anything, really. Last commission I had was a month ago. A weapon that spat fire. That didn't go well.
え、全部持ってんじゃん。
I've got an ice rail, just like Aratak's. You want to take a
全
look?
部持ってんじゃん。
Are you serious?
え、改造できるってこと？
Yes, yes, I love that.
よしよしよし。
Okay. Obvious design flaw. So if I replace these... Yeah, that should... Right. So, believe it or not, she's operating at, let's be generous, half her potential.
What's with the sheaves?
彼女。
Oh, Pop says all weapons are girls. I don't think he realizes it's a compliment. Well, listen. If we had a Thunderjaw's mandibles to work with, her gears would be well and truly greased. And I know where to find one, if you want to go hunting with me.
Remind me what we need to fix up this thing?
That Thunderjaw's mandibles will do it.
ああ、なるほど。はい。ストームスリンガー
let's
を
say someone you know happened to have a weapon like Araya's.
You don't.
See for yourself.
Of course. Look at the... So the coils generate the spark, but the power source isn't even bolted in. I won't lie. She's beautiful. But there's beautiful and then there's
おいおい、武
beautiful.
器強くなるんじゃないかい。
What we need is a Stormbird Talon. Lightning flows over them
ス
like
トームバ
water
ー
off
タ
a
のでかい
goose.
鳥か。
And I know where one is. Hunt it with me, I'll turn that weapon into your new best friend. And second best.
はあ。フォー
A
ジファ
weapon
イヤ
that
ー。
spits flame, huh? Like
な
this
んで持
one?
ってんな、アロイ。
I took this thing
What's
off an Oseram bandit. Think you could do anything with it?
You got my forge fire back? Well, if you took down Olgrid and his goons for this thing, I guess she's yours now.
Why don't you finish it for me first? Make her into the weapon she was supposed to be.
Thought you'd never ask. I'm gonna need a bellowback snout. Any bellowbacks
楽
will
勝
do.
だよ。
Can you handle it alone?
I think I can manage that.
はい。
So we need parts from a Stormbird and a Thunderjaw? And you know where to find them.
That's right. It's gonna take some traveling, though. We can find a Thunderjaw out in the Valley Meet, and a Stormbird roost near the Free Heap. I'll pack and meet you out there. This'll be fun.
Okay.
おい、ちょっと待って。ベローバックは？ベローバックどうした？
Find anything interesting lately?
I might have. This forge fire of yours.
Like I said, a bell...
If I find anything, I think
You better.
なるほど。はい。まあ、任せてください
Long
よ。
Notch is well stocked, as you asked.
永久
And
の
our
溝
scouts are
の。
watching for more from.
今日のクエストは何ですか？あ、これだっけ？おい、おい、おい、おい。え、違う、これか？これだ。共有された秘密ってやつだ。
Our numbers rise. 3 more hunters have passed their trials.
え、ちょっと待って。お、なんだ？違う？
But our purpose was to take back the mountain.
Stay prepared, should we not return. If our
Sounds like good advice, but let's.
Chieftain,
the weight of command.
I can see that.
お前と
I take it you haven't spoken to Araya yet?
Why should I? This is what she wanted, to return to Thunder's drum.
ああ、
Is her only
妹だっ
care.
け？
So I should have known she would find a way to push aside my spear. After the Karja took my sister, not all of her came back.
ウォーリア
What
何？
happened to Araya?
いや、それは
When she
言
was a
葉に出
captive
せない
of the
こ
Karja.
とでしょ。
As a shaman, she's adept with machines, tracking them, stunning them. The Karja used her to capture them for the Sun Ring. unleashed upon the innocent. They made her part of their blood sport. The shame she suffered beneath their pitiless sun.
She survived.
She endured. Endured by reminding herself of the spirit, her purpose. And now that's all she has.
最初の遠征
Tell me what happened to the first expedition.
Rhea led the way to the summit, but it was blocked by a great door.
機
Some
械
kind
路
of cauldron. New metal. We tried to break through, but it was unflinching. We were exhausted. No way forward and machines behind. I made the call to push back. It cost us greatly. But to remain would have cost us everything. I had hoped to never subject Araya to that again.
扉の向こう
What
に
do you
何がある
think is beyond that door?
I do not know. That expanse of metal, that dead hum. Nothing sacred belongs there. Machines and death, that's what the mountain holds. Death for us or for the daemon.
And if we do find the spirit,
Then perhaps we should put it out of its misery.
for what it's worth, I'm glad you're coming with me.
あでも
Someone
怖
has
い
to
な
keep Araya safe.
オーリアとファイヤーブレイクか。ファイヤーブレイクだって。サイドクエスト。これだ。ちょっと待って、レベル 50?
weakness. I trust my kid.
マジかよ。一回セーブさせて。
You're still breathing. Good.
レベル50はちょっとやべえよ。うい。オーリア。と、この弓。これ何なんかある。いた。おお、かっこいいじゃん、こい
I think there's frost between my
I
teeth.
wish you luck on the mountain.
つ。おいよ。お前寒くねえのか、この格好。これ何作ってんの
Aloy, this is it. My chance to reunite with
Aoi
the spirit,
hikari.
and perhaps to reunite her with the blue light. It's not a chance I would have had alone. I needed an outsider, someone ignorant of our ways, but no, not ignorant.
Are you trying to thank me, Araya?
Yes, of course. That's
あ
what
あ
you
なん
do.
か可愛いな、マジで。
Untangle knots, create possibilities.
恐ろしいな。
Thank you for making
ブ
this
スは3
pilgrimage
日で
possible.
なれるというが。まあ、ブスでは
I
ないんだ
only
け
wish it
ど
had。not been necessary to humiliate Aratak. You were wise to let him come. He's earned the right. Stubborn as
兄
stone.
同
but
行すんのこれ。
He's had to be. You war demanded it.
お前妹のくせに老けてん
So have I.
な。サイレンス。
Now that I'm chieftain of the Werak, I don't suppose I can order you to tell me about Silence?
Aratak would never have presumed to grasp for a secret of the Conclave. But you are not Aratak, and if you have dealt with Silence, you
Dai
make as well
Silence.
apparent. Silence came to Ban-Ur from the distant north. A young shaman
黒
with
の目
Owl's
の若い
watch.
シャーマン。
A remote Werak that rarely comes south to parley.
Silence was a shaman.
He was. Or at least, when we sent runners
Kuro
to
no
ask
me.
the Owl's watch, they said he was. His knowledge of the machines was beyond compare, and he was hungry to trade what he knew to the rest of us. It didn't take him long to gain the trust of the Conclave, and eventually, an invitation to attend.
What about you? Did you trust him?
No. But he impressed me. He carried himself with poise and authority. I wanted to learn from him, but that was not to be. He was granted knowledge of our most sacred meeting place, the
Ah,
frozen
Malmstrom.
caves of the Malmstrom, a month's march from Banur. He met with us there, as is custom at high winter. But when we next returned, the caves had been looted. Relics of the old world stolen. Holes cut in ice and metal.
Yeah, that'd be Silence, all right.
He
Okay,
vanished
that's
with the spoils. We sent our best trackers after him. None returned. And when we checked back with the Owl's Watch, those who had vouched for him were gone. As though he never existed. Some in the Conclave began to doubt he was even Banuk to begin with.
And what do you think?
He committed an unforgivable sacrilege. He's unscrupulous and dangerous. But also brilliant, skilled, and knowledgeable without equal. Except, perhaps, for you.
Except.
Anyone
you.
else I would warn off. But you may be able to treat with him safely. Just don't lower your guard.
I'll keep that in mind, Araya. Thanks. Aratak told me you were a captive of
囚われてい
Karja
た
for a
時
long
のこ
time.
と
It sounded bad.
For Aratak, it all comes back to that. He thinks the Karja changed me.
気づか
He
され
did
た
not. They merely sharpened my focus. When all else is lost, you think about what's truly important. The spirit. The blue light. The beyond. And my brother, too. Every time I felt the chill northern wind, I thought of him. Worried for him.
登ろ
It hasn't been easy for you, Araya. Getting back to this point.
It was all to hear her voice again. This time, we both will.
I'd like that.
Are you ready then? Once we ascend, it will be hard to turn back.
う。え、これもう終わっちゃうのこれ。え、まだやり残したことある。
But not
そ
quite
した
yet.
ら、
When you are ready then.
え、ちょっと待って。
I still need to take care of a few things.
Understood. I'll be here.
あ、これもう終わっちゃうやつじゃん。え、そうなの。はあ。制御灯でもぶっ壊しに行くか。なんだよ。まだクエストが全部終わってないよ。よ。なるほどね。
So we stand around and talk, or do we have responsibilities to attend to?
制御灯をぶっ壊すわ。ぶっ壊 NHK をぶっ壊す。制御灯をぶっ壊す。わお。わお。わお。わわわわわ。ちょっと待って。なんかいる。これなんだちょっと待って、なんか来てる。やっくそー。全然死なねえ。これ外した？ そ回復してる。こっち連れてこないと回復しちゃう。回復してる。こっち来い、こっち。よっしゃ。どこ行った？見えねえ。うわ、また戻っざけんなよ。戻るなよ。うぜ。うっそでしょ。動け。ちょっとここやれ。ああ、もううぜえ。こっち行くな。ああ、もううぜえ。こっち来い、こっち。やべえ、死ぬ。あ、また回復してんだけど。なんだよ。なんで回復してんだよ。マジうぜえ。やべえ、回復アイテムがねえ。無視だな、こいつ。頼む。行ってくれ。行ってくれ。早く、早く、早くしろ。よっしゃ。終わった終わったー。これマジ許さない。今までのツケ。ちょっと待て。やべき。よっしゃー、クリッカーヒット。あっぶね。早いよ、早いよ。はいはいはい。クリティカルヒット。いやー、マジで疲れた。もう疲れてうぜー。はい、というわけで今回はここまで。バイバイバイバイバイバイキン。